Hi everybody, my name's Travis and welcome to Toon Oddity TV. If this is your first visit to the channel, it's probably your first visit to the channel. It's a brand new channel and I needed a bumper, I needed a video to start things off. As I build this brand, I was an animation professional for 36 years, started at Don Bluth at the age of 16, believe it or not. I'm sure I'll talk about that as this channel grows. But to start things off, so I have something to post, I'm standing against a white wall with an animatic that I did in 2012 for a show out of Ireland from Brown Bag Studios. And it was the 3D version of Peter Rabbit. So what you're about to see, I was working really bare bones at the time. This is before the age, I mean, it's really even before like Toon Boom started taking off and things started going digital. I was still working with paper. So I had to draw it in paper, but they wanted it digitally delivered. So I then brought it, get ready for it, scanned everything into Photoshop at Kinko's, when it was Kinko's, now FedEx Office, and rendered a little bit of, you know, Photoshop shadowing and values and made it look like it wasn't just paper. Gave it some cinematic appeal. And because I was working so bare bones, I did this all on a laptop, on an Acer, whatever the little Acer laptops were back in the day. Didn't have the Mac, didn't have the NASA grade equipment I do now that I'm doing stuff for this channel on. Which will come in due time, but you will see me actually handheld camera, my old iPhone, I think 4. I think that's how I did it. Yeah, I did. I had the camera on my desk, on my laptop, as I was scrubbing through, the board. It's a 6-minute animatic. I'm doing all the voices of all the characters. I'm paraphrasing a lot of it because I think the script, you know, I did this originally for the hopes of someday putting it on the channel for a demo reel of sorts. It's one of my favorite pieces I've ever done. So I'm paraphrasing a lot of the script. I didn't have the script in hand per se. I had little dialogue bubbles that I was kind of reading, and you'll hear me riff and make little side notes about my shot choices, all that kind of stuff. And some things about my boards that, and I'll post more board stuff, but some things about my boards that you'll see, and that I was known for in the industry. And I've worked on everything from Timon and Pumbaa to Woody Woodpecker to you name it. And not just storyboards. I was a generalist. I could do basically everything. So there's a little bit of animation in my history. There's a little bit of assistant animation in my history, layouts, directing a few things. It's all going to be on this channel, but this is what I wanted to start it off with. And obviously, if there's a new video up and we're a year from now, then this intro is not going to be re-recorded, but this is how I started the channel. Okay? And as a 53-year-old artist re-entering the game, I took a hiatus of almost 15 years, so I'm now spawning my own stuff and becoming a content creator. Good luck me. But this is really cool. I hope you like it. It was a really hard show. As I was saying, as we go into this, my boards generally went on the heavy side. If you can imagine a 300-page board, mine were generally clocking in at about 5. I would do where the average poses in a panel might be 1 to 3. I would generally do 5, sometimes even 8, depending on the action. And generally on model, generally very clean depending on the show. This is a little loose for how I used to operate, a little gouache, if you will. It's very painterly. It's something I'm really proud of. That I really worked out the animation for the layout artists, for the animation artists. I really worked out the posing, and I hope you dig it. It's been interesting to watch now from 2012. God, how many years is that? It's 2024. All right, take it away. Alright, good morning. As we fade up, I generally like to put in my first panel on a board, and it's just tradition. So here's my first panel. Things are a little low res, but I managed to pull together a little animatic, so here we go. I've accommodated any kind of pans or quick movements as best I could in a short amount of time, but we're going ahead and panning over the forest glen for Peter Rabbit, moving into the wooded area. And a quick pan over reveals a mouse who is hunting acorns. He is by his lonesome, or so he thinks. He hears a bit of a snap, some rustling. He reacts to off-screen noises, the approaching flutter of wings and shadows flying overhead, chasing him off-screen. A beat, a rack focus, and Old Brown the Owl swoops over camera and off to the skies beyond. As we pan up through the foliage, Old Brown continues his circumnavigating of the glen down towards a more populated area. Cut to interior night, Peter's bedroom. From the window and pulled down, there's a slight breeze that's going to kick up, and that's his journal flapping in the wind. We'll match cut, another flap here and there as we pan over to Peter snoozing quietly and serenely in his bed. Nothing amidst, nothing unawares. Breeze kicks up again, a little bit of noise at the window. Stirs briefly, shakes it off, and covers himself up as we pan back over his shoulder to a single feather where the book was. The feather is blown away. It's the teaser. Now we're coming into Act 1. Peter is rapidly going into mania, searching for his journal. He doesn't know where it is. Oh, where is it? Where is it? A lot of wallows hopping around as Benjamin and Lily, in circle unison, follow his movements off screen. It's a bit of a gag, which we'll pick up now. Lily says, maybe if you just stop for a second. So he's running around the table, screeches to a halt as he notices something. Quick pan out. His box of stuff. Maybe he left it in there. Ducks off screen very quickly. Incoming! Benjamin ducks off screen. Lily reacts. It's my Quentin Tarantino moment. As a flying magnifying glass is hurled in her direction, she manages to catch it. Now Peter surreptitiously begins throwing all the contents, all Lily's contents, to the floor. Hey! Be careful with my stuff! This is delicate! And she's hit in the face with a ball of yarn. Benji comes up, ha ha ha, thunk, and he's hit just as quickly with a pot on his head, or a basket. I think it was a pot. He's now going to do the zombie walk as Peter rounds the corner, and he is stressing to Lily he has to find this journal. It's the last thing his dad ever left him before he was taken by Old Brown the Owl. I have to find it. A quick little dramatic pause of earnest intent as Benjamin zombie walks through the scene, and Lily reaches into her apron pocket and pulls out her ladybug, Florence. Florence, quickly, help us find the journal! Whatever the dialogue was, it's been a while. Florence wakes up, quickly goes back to bed. We're now over the shoulder as the gang comes in their various modes of zombie walking, hopping, and walking, picking up action with Peter as Lily is trying to plead with him for a bit of sanity. Just calm down. Where did you last see it? Peter thinks, last place I saw it was over there. He's panned down to the bottom of the table. It's a 3D camera move as they scurry underneath. He's just completely distraught. But wait, he remembers Old Brown was outside my window. Smack! He recovers as Benji scamper clops in through the scene. Peter up in the dumbwaiter as Lily pleads yet again. Peter, wait! Wait! Peter pops up with the spyglass with a bit of a camera shake in one fell swoop, swings around with the eyeglass, and POV quickly as the background pans by. We do a couple of blur focus effects through the lens on Old Brown's mysterious island. Here's my Raiders of the Lost Ark moment with Peter adjusting the nozzle with a little click each time we do another brief but important camera blur in closer and closer on Old Brown and his tree. We're going to give one more quick squint. Could he be right? There's the journal. It's under his talons. Old Brown took my journal! And now we're back inside. The pulley whirs up. You camera crash. As Peter exclaims, Old Brown's got my journal! And jumps out as Benji continues his zombie walk in the background. We have to get it! You have to help me!
Lily says, and we will, both of us. Peter is feeling much better. This was a gag I had to come up with. It was this Rube Goldberg device where Benji is catapulted, spinning around like a fan and landing no worse for wear with his buddies. And he says, I'm in too, which makes Peter feel all the more solid. He's got his friends, and of course, what are friends for if not going on an adventure? I hope you like that, brief as it was, old school as it was, handheld animatics by Travis Cowsill. Hopefully it was enough to get your attention. Thanks a lot, Little Airplane.